The federal system of government we are practicing in Nigeria does not align to the indigenous value. We just read book and borrowed it. This is the problem of Nigeria. Boroboro. Our name Nigeria means nigger. It was an archaic name that was used to insult the black race. Who did they consult before creating Nigeria? Nobody. Nigeria is a forced marriage. It is a British marriage. What are we going to do? We have to put our voice. Any the inclusiveness in this government. The Igbo are being marginalized, but not just the Igbo, but I will speak for my nation. The Hausas are being marginalized too. The Fulanis has conquered them. The war they are fighting is jihad. We know what they are doing. So if anyone me Biafra, me anything, can if I get me kobrani where them obri Igbo one, kita I negotiate one. Before that turn get into business, a kidnap or a sing you with ego. Is this what Ojukwu fought for? Obri Biafra. Most often the were the gullible and I the emotional. I go and keep it an average Yoruba man can wear the wise. I call it adaptation by survivor.
The people holding Nnamdi Kanu president, Southeast governors on the general there. I don't see federal government releasing him. Government is afraid of releasing him, but it ought not to be. Politics shouldn't be brought into justice system.
Why na asking na Biafra otu anyị si apụshunya ga work in this modern time? Onye nwa na asịlịgasị ndị ji obodo ajise ike fada kwa wike wa malu echi. Nigeria bụ oil well. Yes, the West na me okay. They won't let you go that easy.
Bam, 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 bam. And the Gbam, you guys know how we do it. We are still on this special edition of Gbam. And the I.M.O. When you hear I.M.O, is I.M.O, Igbo Integration Movement. Nanke Bazwa. Ndị asanafama no iwa mono bele. They want to partake in what is happening in their fatherland. They say that people that we don't know cannot represent us and then speak on our behalf. That even if anybody wants to speak, my voice should be heard as well. Because you cannot be more Igbo than I am or more Nigerian than I am. Gbam, please, as a platform, can you be there for us? I say, why not? Why not? Oh, na why can today we have in the building a man some of you may know, especially people from the Ebonyi extract. The one and only, the golden pen of Ebonyi State. The man that has projected the saying that the pen is mightier than the sword. NCN, Nwoba, Chike, Nwoba.
Yes.
Chike, you've been here before to represent just your person.
Exactly.
And then today you're here because of I.M.O.
Yes.
I.M.O.
Yes.
You're welcome. You're welcome. Africa Major Africa Izuora. Anamafo if on based on Omenana. Anamafo some things when it comes to Biafra and Igbo. And then I deemed it fit for Major to join us today and say one or two things because Major is also a very vocal individual. That he hendi Igbo na amase, because somebody said that he is Igbo before anything. Major? No.
Thank you very
much.
No,
Nabam. Let me start from you, Major. Igbo, Igbo Biafra. You can flow in anyone, Igbo English. Come on, Batayoni, please flow.
But going further, the word Biafran is actually an alien language.
Alien?
Yes. It is not indigenous to the African people.
Okay.
And these used with the name Biafra was the Portuguese.
Oh.
When they were exploring, before the scramble of Africa, they were trying to explore the African continent. Then on the West Central African coast, the eastern part of the Guinea Gulf, Gabon, Lopez, down to the Niger Delta. So it is a demographic expression used by the colonists to start with.
Oh.
But they are indigenous to the Igbo nation. But for some reasons, best known to Ojukwu, he adopted that name during the Biafran genocide.
Oh.
So I can identify as a Biafran. And I'm only Igbo. Ndị Igbo of Amotalum. So I transcend from that genealogy. So there is no way I can identify as a Biafran, but I'm an Igbo man by blood.
What's the position, NCN?
Well, Biafra, just as my brother said here, I don't know the meaning of Biafra. I can't lie to you. I don't know the meaning.
There's Bia in it now, which is come.
Yes, so, but what of the other one? Fra.
Biafra.
You see it? So I don't know the meaning. I wasn't born when the struggle started. So, and I don't know the direction they are headed now, because what we see in our society, in the Igbo society today, moreover in the Southeast, is the opposite of what they told us. So I am I.M.O. So I don't see, I am yet to understand the concept of Biafra. So I should know what Biafra is before supporting the struggle. But for now, I don't know what it means. Because
Thank you. As Igbo Izuora, how do you define that Igbo identity? As Igbo, you know, what is your definition? Go ahead, please.
Okay, I'm a pioneer of the African epistemology, and to be precise, the Igbo epistemology. What defines an Igbo man is what I call the Igbo conscientism. And what is that conscientism? Now, let me explain it using the word epistemology. In a common language, epistemology means knowledge system. Now, our knowledge system defines us as Ndi Igbo. In this, our knowledge system, we can subdivide it into two. We have the immaterial knowledge system. We have the material knowledge system, which is called the exoteric or the exoteric. Now, going further, for you to be an Onyi Igbo, you must get yourself aligned with your world view. Because what controls your world view controls your thoughts. What controls your thoughts controls your reality. And what controls your reality determines your fate. It even determines your fate in the League of Nations. So onye ọbụla bụ onye Igbo, ma ị na-esi ngọ, ma ị na-esiro ngọ, enwere ivu dị ụzọ ịnọ ị ga-amalele. Ọ bụ n'ọnụ ndị ite akpọ ya metaphysics. Nke bụ ọ bụ cosmology. Nke bụ ọ bụ cosmogony. Nke nọ bụ ontology. Now, gịnị bụ metaphysics? Metaphysics na-akọwala anyị what determines your reality and your existentialism. Why are you existing here as onye Igbo? Obolo, the first Christian philosopher a na-akpọ Thomas Garafia bụ the patron saint in the youth. Aquinas, ọnwa akwụkwọ the cause and effect, Summa Theologica. We are existing here for a reason. And the Igbo kpọrọ ya iyi ụwa. Iyi ụwa can be polysemous depending on the context. It can mean two things. For example, iyi can mean milli. Sometimes iyi is synonymous to alụsị. Maka na mgbasi bulugbo alụ megide n'obodo, ndị Igbo can come together bute ọfọ. Ebute ọfọ, ebute ọgụ. Kwubi okwu n'ọgụ, asụ n'ọgụ a na eva ka ị ga na-alụ. Ọ bụla etọsị, akpọbịa iyi. All the synonymous to alụsị mana ọ bụrụ alụsị. But in this context now, iyi determines two things here. Iyi, oath, this consciousness. We are existing in this consciousness for a reason. And for you to find out that reason, you must get yourself aligned with your metaphysics. That is number one. If you doubt me, look at the Japanese. Look at the Chinese. Look at all these people. They are doing so well because they got themselves acquainted with their conscientism or the Nanabeva. Now, after metaphysics, one can call ontology. Ontology with the branch of metaphysics. It tells us about our chi. It tells us about our genealogy, which is our ancestors. Most of us, our destiny is hidden in our genealogy because a fruit does not fall far from the tree. afịa ndị bonu na-azụ ka ị ga-azụ ọ dị n'ọbala ndị Ọka na-akpọ ozu Nsụka na-akpọ ozu ife ejemara Nnamdi bụ dibịa. That is why if you go to ọgbọ ọgụ onye na ndọba na-emefe ọgụ na-aga n'iru. So if you detach yourself from your consciences in Mangamufa, this was what Nkrumah called Nkrumahism, but he was being Pan-African there and coming as a dibia. So onye ọbụla bụ onye Igbo ga-amalili ife iji bụrụ onye Igbo. Your cosmogon is telling you about the history of creation. Maka na ndị Igbo nwere their own version of creation, which is called the Big Bang. No, indeed. Ndị Igbo sigo n'ụwa wala awa, mana anyị amara n'ụwa wala awa. Akụzigo m nkụzi ebe nkụzi maka eke oyo n'afọ na akwụkwọ. Ife ndị Igbo ji akpụ ya eke kala ụbọchị. That divine spark that caused the first splitting on this earth. Oyi na our cosmogony ka ị ga-aghọta ya. Mana an Igbo man na-agụ maka Abraham, na-agụ maka Adam. I'm sorry to hurt you. Adam wasn't the first man. Ndị Igbo predate Adam. Leja Nsụka predate Adam. Nsụka predate Adam. I've been to Ogba. In my research, I na-akpọ Ogba. Ogba stands as a covenant. Some call it Bethel. A covenant between Ndigbo and the universe. If you explore there, you gafu an artifacts, you gafu a civilization that is older than Jesus Christ. An Igbo man should understand Niburo Jesus, Niburo nwa Jesus. Igbo onye Igbo. Ụka bịala abịa. Asọkwa m n'ụka ga-ana. Asị m n'ife kwulu, n'ife ya kwudebịa, mana ụka abụrụ nke anyị. So onye ọbụla bụ onye Igbo must first of all identify with two major things: your language and your spirituality. I am speaking English so I can get to a wider audience. Most of ndị banyere amara asụ Igbo and ọ na-ewute m. Mba na nke ma ntị sometimes ọ na-asụlụ ụmụ ya Igbo nsị ya ife na-asụlụ fe oyibo ife ị na-eme abụrụ ya. When you speak English to a German man, ọ ga-afụta gas inferior. English is very inferior. It is borrowed. You don't speak English to a Spanish man. Mana onye Igbo na-asụ oyibo. Nke bụ na abịa na southeastern part of Nigeria, asị na Igbo adọzi compulsory. Igbo na-anazi ana. Asụsụ anyị na-ana. Nke Igbo bụ your spirituality because God is indigenous. In every epoch, in every oga, Chiukwu and the Creator revealed itself through your culture, within the confines of your culture. And then I call them neo spirituality. So onye ọbụla bụ onye Igbo must get yourself conscientized about the totality of your existentialism. Kedu ife nji wee bụrụ onye Igbo? Ị na-asụkwa asụsụ Igbo, ị na-emekwa omenala Igbo. That is one thing that defines your identity, not the Roman Catholic.
Dalu.
Thank you.
Dalu, I love this conversation because you people, Igbo integration movement. So, some of your colleagues there the last time we were actually measured in Biafra. Makana ya ni nani ekukwabo Igbo nkwale ebe the domiciled, and that's no eboyebi. Kona wachi. So, onye nwegodi uno nogodo daddy roof ga mogodi constitutology ya enwe kisosha no Igbo imana unna so Igbo etymology na onye nwegodi roof over his head onye na-achụ ọsọ bie amagodi ihe bụ yedago. So I love the fact that na ị side out to actually establish that background. I love that. Mana enwe ya na-eme na Igbo bai I bi ka iti ọnụ tata. So we'll still get to that. Ebe ọ bụ na Major Africa akpologa side can you go your opinion NCN? Kedu onye bụ onye Igbo to you? Go ahead.
Well, onye bụ onye Igbo, my own understanding bụ onye na-asụ Bia. And Igbo transcend southeast. Ọ bụghị ọsọ southeast ka Igbo nọ.
I hear you.
Yeah, so Igbo nọ na south, nọdụ na north central of Nigeria. Even beyond the shores of Nigeria. So Igbo is a nation. So when we talk about Igbo, and ya melo, on a good before only Igbo of Southeast origin. As again, and cause of for the fact that na ndi Delta, ndi Anioma, mobo ndi Ndokwa. Yes, na habu original Igbo. Then yes, you see it. So onye ọbụla na-asụrụ ana bịa mara amalụ na ọ bụ onye Igbo. maka na onwero ndị ọzọ na-asụ that kind of language. So an Igbo person is one. Anyị nwelu attitude, anyị nwelu traditions, anyị nwelu dress codes, anyị nwelu things that distinguish us, that separate us from other tribes. So ka ifra akwa iyi onye ọbụla na mana akwa iyi bụ akwa onye Igbo. So anybody that wears it who is not an Igbo person is being symbolic of supporting an Igbo person or cause. You see it. Onye bụ onye Igbo na-eyi ha onye na-abụrụ onye Igbo yi akwa ịma na ọ na-enyela anyị aka to export our identity. So that's what it means. An Igbo person bụ onye dị very industrious. So ya elelogodi n'ugwu Hausa mmadụ asị gị you are hustling for money like an Igbo man. That is an identity because I believe na mmadụ na-agụ kwesịrị na-agụ mmadụ. So we work very hard to ensure that we make a living genuinely. So ya bụ the concept of Igbo-ness. So
thank you. When you talk about Igbo being a nation and then transcending over Nigeria and out of the shores of Nigeria, I agree with that. My name and Abia actually ka anaro onya ebe mbologosi we agobazia 5 eastern state of Nigeria. Maka na ine hudo ndị no go outside Nigeria. A na-ekwute okwu Equatorial Guinea ha. Ndị panya ndị Igbo si ebe a jeba. Nozala ebe a. So enwe egbe esi wee pụta. So ka ekwugodi ihe na-eme n'ebe anyị si wee pụta. The 5 south the 5 states enwe na Igbo. Yes, na the southeast. Na nke ikpeazụ a for the last 5 to 6 years. Ọ dịka anọgide agbawa ọsọ, ọ dịka anọgide asị na edemete ndị Igbo ọfụma, and the word that is hanging everywhere is Biafra. Biafra, Biafra. Emogodi ndị ESN, IPOB, autopilot, there's a common ground where everybody is landing. Biafra. ESN, what do you have to say about what has been happening in the southeast for the past 5 years? And then what do you know about it? And then
it is very reprehensible what is happening in Southeast for the past 5 years. Ndị na-support ya bụ ndị na-abụbe victims directly, or ndị na-enwebe any member of their families or ha nwa support ihe na-emenu. Because I don't understand it when someone claims to be fighting for your freedom and at the same time trying to exterminate you. Let me not use the word kill you. So, but that has been the reality. That has been the reality of the past 5 years in Southeast. So,
my name is Ozo Nnanyelugo. I am who I am today because I do land banking with Pine Leaf Estate and Properties Limited. With Pine Leaf Estate and Properties Limited, land banking is a must.
Ihe na-eme na ana Igbo tata adro mma. It has been, it is as if we are faced with a plague. It's as if the world is ending upon us. So ihe na-eme na ana Igbo adro mma. When this thing started, some of us raised alarm, but we were called saboteurs. We were called ifulefu. You see it? So, but at the end, ndị asokwa wee kpọọ mmadụ ifulefu saboteurs. Kwa ha nwa na dekuzikwa na ọ dịgokwa too much. Ya na-eme aprozikwa ihe ekwu. You see it? So when it was starting, I think that was in 2020 when it grew wilder. So people were like, these people have come to save us. So, but the direction they were going, the direction of people trying to bring war, trying to change the course of events and time. You see it? So, ihe nwugola anwụ since 5 years now no na Igbo kali. I'm a victim directly. So fabulum na 2022. So I'm a mihemme. I'm more, the stress I passed through. So, and at the end of the thing, then if una hang factions to carry. You see it, and some of the criminals, southeastern governments, Chugolo earlier, now came back. All saying that they are fighting for freedom. You see it, so ndị na-eme operate in Ebonyi, some of them are loyal to my brother Simon. Then ndị na-eme operate na Anambra asị gị na onye nke a bụ for DOS. So if these criminals, these ostracized criminals have all come back, then
in the
guise of freedom fighting. You see, so it is a very bad one for us.
To you, was it a genuine freedom fight that was corrupted?
Well,
or was it? Or do you think that he had the bomb about corrupt to Zenya corner Odroma from day one?
Yes, from day one Odroma, because it is still the offshoot of the war of 1967 to 1970 that was not prepared. It wasn't prepared for. So, and that mistake of the past is still haunting us.
Was it mistake in the past?
It was mistake because when you do things hurriedly, then you see that the result you will
planning.
Get, yes, the result you will get will be a very bad one. It will be defeatist. So that is the problem. So there has not been any proper ideological campaign. So it was just like a placebo to stop these people from doing this. Yeah, we can do it. Action GPMG. So that is the issue.
Major, what do you have to say? Ajojo Njolia. A lot of things has been going down. In Igbo, Southeast. Let me add a little to that so that Kibia address here. Ufodo say na ihe na-eme na Igbo abụrụ IPOB na-eme ya na ọbụrụ the genuine IPOB na-enwe ndị jos na-ezosi n'okpuru IPOB. Then Ufodo say that is even Nigeria that is trying to spoil the name of IPOB. Address what you think about what is happening in Igbo first. Then address this one. Go ahead, please.
Okay. I'm very well as a business person before coming to this.
Go ahead, please.
Which was the lockdown.
The lockdown.
Ndị Igbo si na-achọ bisi ọchụ na ejebe n'ozu. That lockdown enwe na Igbo, enwe ripple effect. That ripple effect bụ na ego anyị kwesị nweta na Igbo baba na mba ọzọ. We crippled our economy and we lost millions of naira, if not in billions. In a short your household down, or Southeast Genyagi Biafra. Obanyo ange wate di Biafra. Abuja Genya in Biafra. I.M.O and Igbo sina azukara afia. At the end of the day, we will be the one to suffer. And my business and other people's business suffered. For years, I am on a lockdown. I am na agụrụ akwụkwọ. Ndị kwesị ịgụ akwụkwọ, ada agụzi akwụkwọ on Monday. If I na-adị suke, business ana crumple. Achi eme mmemme na ana Igbo. Na-emerozi na ana Igbo. Ebuli ebe na mba ọzọ. That is number one. Now, regarding the movement being hijacked, amarom nke a. But the IPOB apụtago on several occasions. We deny ya. Now, that they are not the ones sponsoring those hoodlums. No Nigerian government na emia. But Soludo Kawalany, number ejide some people, na some of them are Igbos. Even some Fulanis in Dejide Kwale ejide. Na akowa that na ọkwa ndị Igbo bụ ọgafa, that they are just hired for this. Mana kan jụọ ndị Igbo ajụjụ. I am not here. Ndị Igbo so ọmụma oji akwa awarụ mala onwe ya. Maka na ogbulu nwanne ya bụrụ odogwu. Ọ bụ na ndị Igbo na-eme ya, ị na-ege m ntị ịma mala you must pay for this. Aluli nine and Mekota go too much. We don't have to kill our brothers just to get freedom. You don't do that. If you want to fight freedom, the Nigerian constitution aligns the right for self-determination. I was expecting in Igbo, we are the commercial hub of the Nigerian state. I was expecting Igbo to come together to demand for seaport na Igbo, to demand for infrastructure na Igbo, because what gave birth to this Biafran struggle was due to the social inequality, the political inequality, and the economic inequality. I was thinking that the elite will come together, and even we should come together to demand for accountability, to demand for social welfareism na Igbo. Obri Igbo one. Gini can they buy Jebe Lagos? If I Jebe Lagos because no ga buy to afia. Before afia na abata main market, go issue n'ụzọ. Ndị Igbo na reverse na migrate na abanye Lagos. Ije Lagos ndị Igbo ebichisigo Lagos niile. So to me, what we should demand from government, we are demanding for the wrong thing. Just like when Nnamdi Kanu was pushing. Nnamdi Kanu was doing very well. At some point, to restructure Nigeria. And now this phenomenon gave birth to the Civil War. Because in 1967, Ojukwu and Gowon went to Abori Accord for a meeting, for a negotiation. In that meeting, 5 major things was ironed there. One, decentralization of power, regional autonomy, revenue formula, and to restructure that constitutional framework. Now, if you check these 4 things, the system of government we are practicing in Nigeria is borrowed, although indigenous. The federal system of government we are practicing in Nigeria does not align to the indigenous value. We just read book and borrowed it. This is the problem of Nigeria. Boro. Even our name Nigeria self, our name Nigeria means nigger. I say no Nigeria, not from River Rhine. See, it was an archaic name that was used to insult the black race. Have we changed that name? The answer I know, but far from that. If I proceed collectively, how do we come together to make the Igbo nation a better place? Not killing ourselves. Now, that's regional autonomy. Ojukwu Makia is more or less like restructuring what? These people, because Nigeria is a multinational state. You cannot just bring these people together without calling a sovereign national conference. Who did they consult before creating Nigeria? Nobody. Nigeria is a forced marriage. It is a British marriage. Mana, what are we going to do? We have to put our voice, telling the federal government, if I need the inclusiveness in this government, the Igbo are being marginalized. But not just the Igbo, but I will speak for my nation. The Hausas have been marginalized too, because Chike from 1960, no Hausa man has become the president of Nigeria. Most of them are Fulanis.
Right?
The Fulanis has conquered them. The war they are fighting is jihad. We know what they are doing, because we have more than 60 million Fulanis unsettled in Africa. And they are trying to settle in different parts of the African countries. So if I'm one me Biafra, me anything, to me, if they give us Biafra today, believe you me, that state will fail.
Right?
Yes. Before any nation can thrive, you must know yourselves. Who are we as the Igbo people? I keep saying this. This is the nucleus of my message. Anya wataro one or Tibo Zoba Hageju me Biafra one. Now, even this Biafra in your have you been to Kano State? Have you been to Lagos State? In my ego and the go there so far. So to me, if I get in your born on the number 1, or Dibia Cambo, only Dibia Bono more, like me or hate me, Ndina Quafulo Bala, na Nibo, Mandele Fanama, even their generation.
Yes, sir.
Cab at all, sir, Ndibo Kulia. Una ndị Igbo bụ ndị Igbo nwụrụ ihe mbosi bulugbo so na onye Igbo ga-egbu nwanne ya ijugo nwe gigine bụ mmando. An Igbo man if this Igbo ocho be a capital sin in our community. If you do something like that in the pre-colonial Igbo society, you will be ostracized. Iya agba ọsọ ọchụ kita anyị na-egbusi onwe anyị ụfọdụ atọ ga into business ikidnap or asị gị weta ego. Is this what Ojukwu fought for? Obere bụ Biafra. Independence. Freedom comes from the mind. We must sanitize our mindset. Most of the gullible and the emotional. Less an average Yoruba man can wear the wise. I call it adaptation by survival. Had a very strategic. The urban package web na business. Aside business, ndị ọzọ anyị dali ada. So we need to come back together. Kpọọ meeting asị ndị Igbo, jụọ onwe anyị ajụjụ, what is the way forward? If anụ nwaanyị na-eme, where is it leading us to? Ọ ife mụnwa nwere ikwu.
Daalụ.
Onwe ihe o kwuru.
Go ahead, please.
That place also that even the Fulani ejide na Igbo at crime scenes, that our people hire them. Yes, because when I was in prison last year, I came across about 4 of them in prison. So we were discussing. So I was telling them that I had been to so states in the north. So I got them talking about what brought them into prison. So they told me that our people, they hire them their own just to go do their job. They give us our own share. You see it in prison, in Abakaliki prison. So our own not to do their job. We know they know how much they negotiate. We know they know. So if na they say na Fulani people they kill na they do na this. Make una tell una people may they no come they look for us. You see it. So if una the elites some na them akundi Fulani Ugwo to go and be doing all those things, because I believe that only someone, a visitor, cannot come to your community and wreak havoc on your community for without being covered, without the enablement. Yes, coverage by Ndi Nwobodo. You see it. So that is our lot in the southeast. So just say
it's on here.
Yes, because it's Okuku. So
that
is the issue.
Dalo. When you talk about this very thin name and Igbo now that they hang on Biafra, when you talk about Biafra, the first person that comes to your head is Ojukwu. And then some people feel like Ojukwu is a hero. This person is a hero. What do you even understand? How do we define Igbo heroes? NCN. Kayebo no abiasina mmadu bu a hero. Kayebo no mmadu me you can classify them as an Igbo hero. Go ahead, please.
Okay, one of the heroes of Igbo land is Innocent. Chief Innocent Chukwuma. Someone who brought his business, who domiciled his business in the southeast. And it's not just business. Manufacturing of vehicles. You see it. So, he knew that there's Lagos or there is Accra in Ghana. Because Igbo people doing businesses in Accra are very large. So he knew there's Port Harcourt. He knew there is so, but he decided to domicile it in his village in Nnewi town. You see it. So these are the people I've gone there to see for myself. That factory 2 times, and you'll be marveled. The man has tried. Ndo will not always buy. You see it. So he is one of the heroes. How many people, how many companies, how many individuals into automotive industry producing vehicles. So manayangwa onye izizi. I think yabo onye izizi. So he's a hero. If other people can emulate him, then okay. From ihe ndị mmadụ na-afụta as heroism for me. Adema Fotiano Diangwa. Ojukwu wasn't a hero for me. I've been saying it. He wasn't a hero for me. Anybody can cause crisis. Anybody can pick a fight. Anybody can do just anything emotionally. Just like here, my brother Kweba. Ndi Igbo na so emotional. Our emotions becloud our sense of reasoning. Our sense of reason. So that is just the issue. We try to glorify people we should reprehend. Just like when some people say, Simon Ekpa, their Messiah that he is fighting for. You see, Simon was my friend, so he invited me several times to Finland. So Mbiha Bido, Simon was not doing IPOB stuff earlier. He wasn't. So his IPOB romanticization of IPOB started when Nnamdi Kanu was caught. So that was when he started identifying with IPOB. You see it, all of a sudden, when did he build that cloud to become the messiah of Igbo? You see it, if the greatest weakness of some many Igbo people about Biafra, once you are speaking in favor of Biafra, whether or not you are sounding reasonably, then automatically you are beloved of Igbo land. You see it, when you are trying to give a balanced analysis, then you see it, so that is the problem. Igbo people in the real sense of it, large number of heroes. We have, to an extent, villains. So that is just the issue.
Major, what do you have to say?
The Igbos are Republicans in nature, naturally. And historically, I can say that we practiced pure republicanism even before the white man knew what was republicanism. This struggle of IPOB killed that Republican spirit in us. If I disagree with you, you call me a sabo. Then I believe in polydimensional reality. I have the right to contribute in the political, social. Thank you. But if this Biafran struggle, I don't know if they did it knowingly or unknowingly, but that thing killed that Republican spirit in us. Now, one legacy as Biafra, no, you are not a Biafra. You are an Igbo man. Yes, I respect the cause Nnamdi Kanu is fighting for 100%. But to an extent, I disagree with some of his strategies and measures. I've written to President Tinubu to release Nnamdi Kanu, and I will still hear my voice tomorrow. On one name cover, on his own shortcoming. But on one mistake, that struggle, a lot of mistake in the Abawa. So that struggle, this recent struggle, killed that Republican spirit. Strategy na dynamic. Onye na-asị gị na Biafra otu anyị si apụshunya ga work in this modern time. Onye nwa na-asị legasị. Do you know why Ojukwu lost? Ojukwu wasn't fighting Gowon. Ojukwu was fighting imperialism. Ojukwu was fighting the iron law of oligarchy. Ndị ji obodo ajise ike. Father akwawa ike wa malu echi. Nigeria bụ oil well. Yes, the West na ami okia. They won't let you go that easy.
So Biafra...
For you to go first, you must conscientize your mind. First. Freedom comes from the mind. Why Ojukwu failed? Ojukwu, if you study that war, Ojukwu at some point rejected some aid from the British government worth £600,000. Why? Because he saw it was as an ideological war. He had an ideological kind of fight. And Britain wasn't ready to let Nigeria go. And you have to go wine in Nigeria. If I get Babu, how do we survive? Nobody. Obligate na again with freedom as Biafrans. Obligate with this measure. Everybody will right to fight for free self-determination. Yes, I have the right too. When no school say I go meet in the IPOB. And you confirm when no school as a student. But I'm not a follower. I don't believe in followership. I have a mind of my own. So there are a lot of things I don't agree in this struggle. A lot.
Inekuna Biafra as a country or as a project is not feasible.
Biafra as an
it's not achievable.
Biafra as an ideology will not die. Obligan ideology. Just like Catholicism now.
Okay.
You know, it's not Christians. It has been sold in the mind of the people. We see Biafra as our Messiah. But this Messianic tendency is doing us more harm than good. Nobody is your Messiah. You are your Messiah. I Messiah. I want this emotional appeal once it comes to Biafra because actually, yes, Ojukwu went to that war for self-determination. He didn't plan for war, quite all right. Or go on declare war. What he declared was Biafra. He didn't declare war. Ojukwu tried countless times to resolve that case. Can they deceive go on? Or the same Ndocha deceive go on? And to today, go on openly to deny it. Oma. He was used as a political puppet. Most of us are being used by our people for personal aggrandizement. Most of us get use. You know, most people know how to masquerade personal interest as public interest. And we give Biafra. And we can now open on for us. But with time, most of these things go away. So if I'm more stand there, if I get make over to me, Biafra may not be the solution. Because any Biafra get time we keep busy wine. Biafra baniru ngadi happy. But for the first thing I get me, kai chopụta godo wine, malụ ndị Igbo, kwụsị igbu onwe anyị. Ndị Igbo sigini gwebi ike. Kwụsị ikpọli elders, kwụsị ọbụrụ mmadụ si no believe on ife ikwu, si anya nwụrụ. Mba. Gịnị ka Sunday Igbo ji wepụta na prison? Easily. You know why? All the same cause on our fight can Nnamdi Kanu fight for. Man, ndị Igbo si na agwa ya ma gịnị as a look. O we call am none.
Ndị be anyị, unu kpọrọ nya bụ oku, anyị azago. Ugbu a, ị ga-abụnwu onye ọbịa na Gbam, n'agbanyeghị ebe ọbụla ị nọ n'ụwa. Ị chọrọ ka anyị gbaa gị ajụjụ ọnụ maọbụ ị chọrọ ka ụwa nụ ọnụ gị? Deere anyị ozi maọbụ kpọọ anyị n'akara ekwentị ndị a ị na-ahụ n'iru onyonyo gị. Daalụnụ. Is Ojukwu your hero?
Yes, Ojukwu is my hero. He may have his own flaw, but that heroism, Ojukwu no.
Ojukwu is a Igbo hero.
Is my hero. You know, in seven of Igbo hero, or fallacy of hasty generalization.
But is your hero?
Yes, Ojukwu is my hero. Because if ndị Igbo na-ewuti, or the man Igbo obi and obi. Before the war, Ojukwu attempted to go for one Nigeria before now. Even the first coup, Ojukwu accepted, like no. The first coup, Ojukwu wasn't in support of that.
It's true. It's true.
Ojukwu is just controversial. He is being misunderstood. Because of his nature, because of his courage, or the too courageous, or that too ego, or the fearless. Believe you me, I'm telling you.
Do you place Ojukwu in the same cadre with Nnamdi Kanu?
No, they are two different characters.
Nnamdi Kanu is what he's doing heroic as well.
Yes, to an extent.
To an extent.
I can't discard everything he's doing. Because something prompted that Biafran struggle. Strategy, like I said before, the dynamic. And in victory, always know where to stop. Yeah, but 48 laws of power, 47 BH. Nnamdi Kanu was doing well, but at some point, he went off the track. We had the opportunity to negotiate with federal government then, but we are saying Biafra. Okwana woke ejelanu lelule. Natagodu fanka hane who go first. Open a Chukwu snaga ngote Biafra. It will still come in time.
Ochukwu kodnaka.
And what if Chukwu no mume? In as much now we are humans, we are co-creators. We have our role to play in the divine network of life. Mono Chukwu mwe the final say. Or Chi mwe the final say. Mekwete mone kwetoro. So Nnamdi Kanu is a hero because he is fighting for the Igbo nation. But I disagree with him to some extent. I disagree.
Where do you place Nnamdi Azikiwe in this conversation? Who is he? What does he represent?
Nnamdi Azikiwe is a hero. He's a Pan-African. Now, these two characters, Ojukwu and Nnamdi Azikiwe, are both heroes. But if you look at Nnamdi Azikiwe's character, he was more or less like, he believed in Afrocentrism, the unity of the African nation, the likes of Patrice Lumumba, the likes of Nkrumah conscientism. These are the leagues who belong. But Ojukwu is, I call him, ethno-political self-determination philosophy. He was fighting for the independence of the Igbo people, not the black race. So I can never disregard Nnamdi Azikiwe. He did a lot of things. He have his own flaw too. Yes, I agree. But Nnamdi Azikiwe is a hero. Also, Nnamdi Azikiwe there now when he came back from America. He was the one that formed the first political party in 1944, the NCNC. Now, if you check that NCNC, the philosophy of that NCNC was pan-Nigeria, no? National Council of Nigeria and what? Cameroon. If you check Nigeria, Megini, denote. But if you check other political parties, all those like the likes of AG, that was formed by Awolowo, it was for the interest of the Oduduwa nation. If you check MPC, that was formed by Sardauna of Sokoto, it was for the interest of the Arewa people. But Nnamdi Azikiwe formed a political party to harmonize everybody together. On a good intention, but he came before his time. Believe you me. He saw what people could not see. He came before his time. Same with Ojukwu. Ojukwu saw what people could not see in his time. And those people now they frustrated. Because when you speak, just like Trump, Trump, they save Nigeria. And anybody know could that thing? I'm sorry, a big mistake. Trump cannot save you. Those people here now, half here and over Hana for Zikitala ofu, onyanwa de la okwo, degide, mana West African pilot, degide, just America bata, form a political party. He tried. He's a hero.
If there is more like Igbo Hall of Fame, Nnamdi Kanu, Ojukwu, Zik, who should enter first?
Now,
and why?
Michael Okpara was a hero to me. But Abia na Nigeria, the first hero was Nnamdi Azikiwe. Azikiwe gave Ojukwu a platform, remember?
Okay.
Yeah. He gave Ojukwu a platform. So, only is the beginning.
Nnamdi Azikiwe.
Even Abia na in economists, and when then neoclassical economists. And when they be classical economists. If you come to political science, someone they be Marxism, they believe in Marx paradigm. And when they believe in liberalism, these are different school of thought. Mona Ezekolo is my friend. But we don't belong in the same school of thought. Mazidiba is my brother. We don't belong in the same school of thought. But it doesn't mean that na brofu.
Ndibo.
Esieba, again harmonize here and we are thesis, antithesis and what? Synthesis. Again, what thesis? For some time, I'm again antithesis.
Room for argument.
Thank you. I'm again synthesis. So Azikiwe, oyana bo Azikiwe sabo, ihabo propaganda. A matter of history. Yeah, now one of the flaws on Webuna, he believed that power is given. Yeah, flaws Azikiwe, but power is taken. You grab it. Grab it and run away. Power, nobody will give you power. Yeah, but one mistake on me. No, his nature. Obo Onyudo. Ochoro war. Azikiwe saved us during the war. You are aware? At least my mom called me. Gonna have me till Azik. Azik guafa kosu we siasi we na liwe jebe Britain. Oh Ziki bata Britain. Civil war end there. Because ana atu egu. Enegiant. So he is a hero. He is my hero.
Dalo.
Ojukwu is equally my hero.
Dalo. And do you agree that Ojukwu, Nnamdi Azikiwe, and Nnamdi Kanu should be mentioned in one sentence? And why?
Then if you talk about Nnamdi Kanu, you should also add
Simon.
No, what is it called?
Wazirike. Okay.
Wazirike made more noise than Nnamdi Kanu. So Nnamdi Kanu's noise, is this loud because of the advent of social media. You see it? Okay. So these people, to an extent, are not heroes. They are not heroes because Wazirike, according to the stories we heard, started politicizing his own struggle. Cake na side
what stories? We met Wazirike now.
So
it was in the late 90s now.
Yeah. So that is the thing. If we want to talk about heroism, then Nnamdi Azikiwe is one. Nnamdi Azikiwe is one in the whole of Africa. Let's not limit him to Igbo land. So he's one of the major heroes of Africa. Widely recognized by the West. You see it? So, Ojukwu, my own grouse where Ojukwu is that he led us into war without thinking twice, without trying to figure out or to capture the possible disadvantage.
Did he lead us into war, or did the war before him?
Okay.
Let's get that clear.
Okay. It was the Nigerian state that started maltreating us. So Ojukwu now found it irritating. So he tried to provide.
He responded.
Yes, he responded, but there would have been an alternative. Igbo people staying in the north at that time ought to have returned. There should be exodus of Igbo people from the north and from any of such states in the other side of Nigeria. They should have come home. Then, if they took the battle down here, after that exodus, then it would have become a different ball game. But all of a sudden, we went into war, and at the end, the casualty, we recorded the highest index of casualty, and that casualty still haunts us till now. That war is what has kept Southeast in the position it is. Okigwe is a no-go area, or has been a very bad area due to this same story, this same narrative. You see it? So it is Nnamdi Azikiwe that is a hero. He is. Then Ojukwu, okay? It is an individual difference. So you say, but for me, he's not for me. It's not for me. Because a father who is unable to factor what might consume his household before going into a given journey, I don't think that father is, let me not use certain expression. So that is just it. Yes.
Major, let me put it.
It's only Zik that is
your hero.
Ndị Igbo si na ọgịlịga na-esiri idi obungo. Ife melu go on Ojukwu bụ ọgịlịga. Part of it. Enwe ajụ eche jum.
Do you agree with the school of thought when they say IPOB and then ESN, what they are doing to the Southeast is terrorism? And when they are now homegrown terrorists. Do you agree that it is now terror, that they are terrorists? Do you agree with that school of thought?
I don't agree with that.
Why?
Because I want any data to validate it.
No data to validate it. Do you agree with that?
Well, as a group that they are or they were, I don't think they are terrorists, but their actions symbolize terrorism. You see it? Yes. There should be actions. Because, okay, let me say, they might argue that criminals were using their name, to be committing all these things they are committing. Now, foundation matters. You see it? You laid the foundation. You gave that background. So anything that happens, you should enjoy the credit. So some of, we have watched visuals where they are mutilating people, trying to, So what is that? If that is not terrorism, what is it? What is it?
This is a very complicated scenario. So if I should establish this argument on this same premise, then it is very true to say that Jonathan was responsible for the terrorism that ravaged under his tenure because he was the leader of Nigeria at that time. This is a very complicated
I don't see the
He's the leader of Nigeria and he's the chief of arms.
But you never for one day hear him say you should do it. You should burn houses. You should do it. But me and you know that we heard voices.
Yeah, and I disagree. Me
and you know that we heard. Yeah, so bringing Jonathan that never empowered you.
I think it's a different scenario.
It's a two different scenario.
Look at what I'm saying.
And then Jonathan was elected.
You are blaming.
There was an election.
You are blaming this thing on leadership, right?
No, he's not. He's not. He did not mention leadership.
It's not because
he did not mention leadership.
It will be.
You mean the leadership of IPOB? Nnamdi Kanu should be under what you say.
Yes.
Nnamdi Kanu should be held responsible for whatever happens for that.
See the situation
that
here.
That is your argument.
See the situation here. As an Onye Papia's Zigalori. Yes. Somebody told you, iru ebe a kụọ aka. Ọ bụ na emepere ụzọ. Gbawa dị ụzọ. Iluzie gbawa ụzọ. Fozia TV kụwa Fozia ndị na-ebe a tiwe ihe esizia na onye zigi sọsọ gị gbawa ụzọ mana ịma na ọ bụ na agbawara ụzọ ịma abata ka agwa na onwe anyị nke bụ eziokwu. Somebody said do this first iluzie na yes ebe ọ bụ na asịgo gbawa ụzọ na nwere ịghọtago. So let me ask you as a dibia Igbo. Igbo onye na ndo Igbo dibia ikwulu okwu ọchụ ikwulu ya owute mere nne. The first meeting ụmụnna nje na be anyị baba the first meeting ụmụnna amara m na ihe a chọọ ikwu maka onye eme mistake wee gbuo or something like that. My mother, I remember her calling me into the bedroom and say ebe ị na-eje now emepekwa na ọnụ kwu anything na-ejiri okwu ọchụ amụ okwu. My mother gwara m ya na-ejiri okwu ọchụ
amụ okwu.
Yes, if you have opinion keep it to yourself. So far no okwu ọchụ ka a na-ekwu. The implication of what has happened in this southeast as a DBA Igbo or ihe feel na a ga-cleanse nwu in 5 years 10 years kedu the implication na mmadụ nọ ebe a na-eme burial they open fire kedu the implication as DBA Igbo or ihe ụmụ anyị nwere ike do you think that because anyị na-afụchi ya superficially on the surface? Go ahead please.
No child is innocent of the parents' atrocity. Also, believe that now if you are in Christ, you are a new creature. When reality comes to you, imalu nod. Some of ndị ba anyị kita na-ata afọ maka alụ ndị nna melụ mbosi bulugbo. Ọbụrụkwa ndị gola alụsị, nọ ndị lelụ mmadụ, ndị lelụ nwaada, ndị gbulu ọchụ, ndị lalụ nwanneva. Ana Igbo na-asị ya nsọ, ana Igbo dị nsọ. If you desecrate the sanctity of ordinana, you must pay for it, and your children got out for ya. No, but like a fast weapon. I broke by Holy Ghost fire. If undi ni na even in
even Bible states it.
Okay.
In John Nana, you will.
Even in na ngwa check ndi melodo gumbosi bulubo kere kan uvade. Ndi avubulo okochu mbosi bulubo. If you want to know the future, study the past. About everything can agba afa. Ndị Igbo na agba afa na agba uche. For you to know the future, you must know the past. So ndị ni na akwafu ọbala. Akakwafula ọbala. Kai. Ị ga-atakoti ya concrete. There is not ụmụ ikpọkatakwa alụ, akpụsị alụ aka na-akpụ. Have you ever asked yourself this question? Ọ bụ na Igbo onye na-eme omenala. Ije n'afa every time ọ chụọ na-awa. Asị gị na ọnwa ada, asị gị na nka. Even na ihe mekọtara mbọsị bulugbo. One thing about ordinana bụ na ọ na-enwe patience. Omike onye mere kita. Ajifọ bụ na mme kita. Mgbe ma auntie bidoro ọlụ asị m ya na my grandmother rụrụ ọlụ amụta 21 grandchildren. Ọ mụtara imbecile. Kwụba aka gị ọtọ. Ordinana abụrụ a respecter of person. Or a general philosophy ka obi. My grandmother said no, when you give, when you receive. So ndị niile a na-eme ebe a, whether you call yourself a Muslim or an IPOB, all these things are ideology. My IPOB ideology ka ọ bụ. Christianity by ideology club or all of them they must pay for it. Akwụrụ n'ụwa anyị akwụ ya ụmụ fa ya atakụti aja. So the best thing bụ ọ bụ na ị na-eme ya gịnị tinye mma gị n'ọbọ alụ ka ọ bụ alụ na-akpụrụ akpụ erika.
Some of you may be watching this video in 2100 or 3002 when all of us may not be alive.
Mana eziokwu.
This is why we're putting it on record so that you will hear us. Someone can say, hey man, during our time that we're putting on record so that and we you may be on YouTube in this year 20,000 or 2000 or 20. These are the things that are happening. This is the year 2025.
Yes.
I want to make healthy living a culture in our society. The time to make exercise, sweat. That sweat is very important. Ibana garden, bela kokoni, very natural food. Or if your body need it, just nyobana de tuchusike.
Nnamdi Kanu. Everybody is pointing at him. That somebody came here and said Nnamdi Kanu was the lone voice speaking about some of these things. Watago. And then, directly or indirectly, people tie him to this. And that is why some people say that he's been detained because some of the things he said in London was taking place ọ dị ka ndị gụrụ egwu si na o kwuru okwu na Capanion o jee mezuo na Yodagona o kwuru okwu na London ọ na-emezu na Igbo. This is because some people say na enwere jurisdiction for it. Do you think Nnamdi Kanu should be released?
Well, he should be released if that is going to give us security. If it is going to give us security. So I don't actually, but there's one thing I believe in. Biafra struggle will get to, the headship of Biafra struggle will get to all the states. Anambra founded, Ojukwu got the position of Anambra. The slot of I.M.O went to
Bazurike.
So the
now
one
is
of
Abia.
Now is Abia. That Simon.
Okay, looking.
Simon Ekpa has actually represented.
So Enugu call for that. So now one day Enugu will okay because so you go reach all of us. You see it. So anybody could predict what Nnamdi Kanu predicted about Nigerians Southeast. We are not doubting that governance in Nigeria or the way Igbo people are treated is bad. All of us know about it. But we cannot, in trying to kill an insect on your lap, or in your lap. So you shouldn't
Cut off your
Yes. That's just the thing. Do you know, in late 2022, these children snuffed lives out of 5 persons in my community in Ebonyi, one of whom was an associate professor. You know how difficult it is for our people, to get to certain level. So they will now be wasting the VIPs. It is unfair. You see it is unfair. 5 of them, and they weren't poor. They weren't poor people. You see it. So must we continue that way? What did they do? They said that they attended security meeting. People we didn't know were, causing insecurity in the community. So should we all watch and while they are causing insecurity? So they had to meet to find a way, to partner the police to root them out. Nobody knew if they were IPO people or this. So it was when the chicken came to roost on them that we realized that you see it. So I was saying Odroma. In fact, one of the evenings na February 2023, they were going to snuff life out of a friend in Ikwo, the former leader of Ikwo Legislative Council, that he doesn't want to show cause. He doesn't want to contribute to Ihaneme. So Ebehane Ejezi, to attack him and his father. Honorable Clinton, I don't know if I should mention them,
You can.
So Honorable Clinton Iteshi. So they met their, Umazi, Kuchehezi, then the rest have go history. You see it, Odroma. We might not say that it was Nnamdi Kanu that told them to do, but I have forgiven several times. Something the incendiary. So for me, Nnamdi Kanu started well. He started quite well. That evangelism on him, trying to relieve Ihaimakwa, to make it so. But at a point, then kinetics abatazie neya. Etinye weze mgbegbe. Bidi bundi mada. So if una deviation abatago, and we should condemn this deviation, this deliberate deviation, because since 5 years now, ndị na-egbukwa kwa ndị Igbo. Ndị Igbo ka na-egbu. You say it, 99.5% of ndị Igbo kwa ndị Igbo. Anụbekwa m n'onwe ndị Yoruba egbu na Southeast. Anụbekwa m n'onwe, okay, ndị Hausa enwe ike asị na-egbugo maybe ndị ji efi agagharị na ugbo ndị mmadụ. Mana 99% kwa ndị Igbo. So, must we continue doing that? Must we continue sinning that grace may abound? So it is wrong. So let us come home and rewrite what we have missed. So it is very important.
If they're releasing Nnamdi Kanu, what do you think he will do when he comes out?
Well, it depends on the agreement he has with the government.
The one he did not have in 2017 or maybe another one.
No, because government is afraid of releasing him. That's the truth. So it is not a bad court process. It is a political solution. But it ought not to be. It ought not to be. So judiciary, politics shouldn't be brought into justice system. So the court should say what they've seen, the evidence before them. You see it, and not to get the president telling the court what to do. You see it. So I think they are considering what his reaction would be if they release him now. That's where the problem lies. And the people holding Nnamdi Kanu are president. Southeast governors, specifically the governors.
Right?
Oh, yes, on the general there. You see it. They are afraid.
Also,
yes, they are afraid he might come and reignite the struggle and so the problem. He release here. Bon one. This one actually cool now. I'm at to some people. I don't see government releasing Nnamdi Kanu.
right?
Man, I don't see federal government releasing him. I don't know what possible. Obugodi na aye release here. Ima na oka get kwa aka o. O get ezigbo aka.
Right.
So mana obulu no through court process. You see na release then onaba maybe na another country. Except unless we any intervention, you see outside where I see na let where go. Man, this court process. Not quite possible.
Major,
Quite possible.
Nnamdi Kanu release or not? And why? Should he be released or not? And why?
Nnamdi Kanu should be released. That is number one. Ewatago. Makana, I believe ne release Nnamdi Kanu. Most of this thing in the Southeast, Gabenata. Nnamdi Kanu be a stubborn fellow. That is my own opinion. And he's a freedom fighter. We ne release, are you giving him Biafra? So to me, if I have a political solution can need, they should call Nnamdi Kanu na Ozugo. I am going back with Neti. I get me fed otua. Kamaza mogeti mpozo. Release Nnamdi Kanu. Habalo line seaport. The guy, the Southeast is being marginalized. On either affair, imafun the businessman on ata. No boda. So to me, any release a simple meeting. See, okay, now what are your demands? Open not 10 demands. The government should meet up with at least 2 or 3 demands. One open not through the judiciary. The judiciary has been hijacked. Or any man appoint Judge Tinubu. Or if Tinubu go like call game. The Nigerian judiciary are draw independent. So at the end of the day, a political prisoner cob. The government should release him and pacify the Southeast. The Southeast should be pacified.
If they don't give us Biafra, I am asking 2 of you. If they don't give us Biafra, what is the hope of Igbo? Do you see this country working in the next 50 to 100 years? Do you see Nigeria as a country working?
I think it is not only Igbo people that are benefiting, that are victims, that are exclusive victims of the...
Nigeria not working.
Yes. So we have not produced president. So are we not living better than others have been producing presidents? We have not produced vice president, but are we not living better? So it is on the committed. I had a before. We are not committed. You see it. So if Biafra is not created, and who told you that Biafra will be created in the first instance? Who told you that? It won't be created. It's not possible. It's not possible. If anyone had told you in 1967 that I.M.O will not materialize, wouldn't see the light of day, you wouldn't have agreed at that time, mgbe aka nwee ndị nwe respect, ndị nwe principle. Ọgba anyị nọ na-enwekwa isi onye weta ego wee nye the betrayal ga dị very very resounding. You see, yet we weren't able, that time, we weren't able to achieve it. Obviously now, how many years after? Now this age, I know. Ọdọkwa possible. Ọ bụ na Biafra ga-abịa, ọ ga-amagbukwa onwe ya. I would like it. Mana going by ihu maazị a nwa na-eme now, ọ bụrụkwa ya nwa ga-enye anyị Biafra. Ọdọkwa possible because ihe ga-enye anyị Biafra National Assembly sit on it, may argue.
Do you see that happening?
It won't happen. It will happen. Major. Possible.
How will it happen in the National Assembly? Okay, even if all the southeastern leaders accept for this thing, we are minorities there.
Yeah.
So the practically impossible. Obligate na all the senators and all the House of Rep members pretend about this game not a game. Nyandi are numbers hanenwero. If I saw here Ojukwu kick against the politicized census emelomba. So
do you see this country working? Nigeria as a country working?
Nothing is impossible.
For me,
nothing is impossible. Quite all right. But for Nigeria to work, I keep saying this. Our system of education defaulting, number one. Education but the key.
Yes.
Education.
But the key.
Western education.
The Western education is haram, Kob. It deprives you of self-knowledge, number two.
So what education are you not talking about? Because when you say education, that is what comes to our head.
Now, education has to be rooted in your value. Nando, for example, kita ngolombolo kala Chinese, put me anywhere. But again, kaijukwa nieme. Or what if I German over there? So we must propagate Afrocentrism. Our education must be indigenous because education is indigenous. By being indigenous, it will begin to solve our indigenous problem. It will begin. Second year, I bought a book written by Adam Smith, Wealth of Nation. Why? Everything I was reading in that book, that thing. All their philosophy in Igbo Malia. Now, just what is the essence of reading this book? Western education cannot help you. This STEM template, help one. We need to change it. We need to purge our mindset of Eurocentrism. An average African man identify as what? European first. We need to reformat our brain first. If you come to the social media space, you see them hardly discuss about educative contents. Or you can now. Mark Zuckerberg can Facebook. Everybody should be content creator. Can do meaningful content they create out there. Assistance nanketa. If an Zuzimo's family kita about social media. How many things the educative there? Nigeria we're multinational problem, multiple problem. So for us to start as a people first, Nigeria got work. Education number one, it has to be changed. We need to embrace our indigenous value. Is
that our problem?
The nucleus of our problem is the Western education. Other problems, my cousin nobody about yes. Iji obodo oyibo onye nwe asambodo na onye nwe experience konye ga-ebuzo welu experience but they told you no certificate na lozi aga uche
practical orientation.
Ndị Igbo believe in pragmatism before ndị ọcha abịa aka ọlụ agara na mbọ ọrịa efe ndị Igbo kpọrọ ya. So we must go back to what made us Africans, number one. Achọbụ isi ọjọọ eje n'ụzụ ife niile anụ nwanyị na-agụ, the more we read the more we create more problems. We keep on building university, but all our graduates, they can't do anything. Iga afumado or graduated from civil engineer man lunguno because if an accused with the YDX, and accused practical there. I go my economist. I put them one day enjoy my lecturer. The one I was in secondary school, I was one of the best mathematics students. I could go mukuzino nature on a 3. Now Gbam nambata school. Now ga akuzilum the practical application of the YDX. What is the practicality of all these things? How do I use it to solve the economic problem or the political problem or the social phenomenon? imi Gbam o sị na simultaneous equation bụ na ị na-eje afịa tata enye gị ego si gị gote beans ya bụ x ịchọkwa eje afịa sị na nke ọzọ bụ beans. What the fuck is that? Sorry for using this word. It can solve your problem. Mass need solve my problem. So we must go back to indigenous values so we can build a comfortable ecosystem. Now ask yourself these questions. Kedu ka our ancestors were chọpụta ọgwụ ịba? Kekeva so chọpụta ọgwụ ịba? Kekeva so wee kpụọ ụzụ? Leja predate Israel in terms of ụzụ. Emego m research na Nsụka. Ọ bụ na Nsụka self na ife ji malafa bụ ụzụ. Ije na Nsụka na-akụ ugbo na-afụ mana ha amarọ ha chere na famine. Ọ dịbe ndị anyị anago. If I jakpo ụzọ anago, we must go back there. If we had gone back there, ekwesị abịa na ndụ kịta na ndụ adịka India. Oya ọbụna look at kidney problem. Is killing us man. Ike dị na mgbọrọgwụ na mkpa akwụkwọ. Ọ bụ na our ancestors nọ kịta nọ with that indigenous knowledge, they would have formulated a medical solution to this problem. Indigenous knowledge is the key. Look at Chinese example, Japanese example, India example. Our education system is haram. Ije akwụkwọ a na-asụlụ gị oyibo. Ọ ma solve your problem. Ọ nkụ dị na mba na elu mba nni. So I give you the good n'ebe ahụ first and foremost.
I believe na Nigeria ga-adị mma, mana ka eme m president. Once I am made the president, then I will give Nigeria No, president of Nigeria. Okay. So I have then those Nigeria. All of you will feel
president.
Minister of Culture and
you forgot that thing. Indigenous knowledge. Ọ bụ na enwe dibịa kịta ama ife ọ na-eme na Minister of Culture. Kai. Imana, we can make so much money in tourism. Are you aware? Imana, this Obunke cave, we can make so much money there. The buy na echendi ocha.
Said by Ozomena Sube. And the buy na echendi ocha. The buy na echendi ocha. Anyway, I don't agree with most of the things you said. My name na Uchonya di Anjomakana. Ndibo machakwana eva. Ndi ocha webia. Ndibo macha eva. Ndi ocha. I read things fall apart. Esi wee na-agwa onye nwe ọya with mgbọrọgwụ na ihe na it did not recover until atara ya nke onye ọcha ọ dị chakwa.
Gịnị ka atara ka mee the practical? At least my brother Ebemonso ambassador ndị ọcha ka ọ bụ a priest ka ọ bụ ka mee the practical ka akpọta ndị nwa ka agwọ ọya
batara kwa
o nwere ife ha try nna igụsa things fall apart kana support onye che what are things fall apart. I agree with you. Nation rise and fall. Yes. The greatest civilization span go the Kemet civilization. America can am. Where is Kemet today? This is the law of nature. Nation na rise na fall.
Things fall apart. Okay, man, Africa agba where Joe say kedu ife ndị ọcha abịala ime. Where si na ha bịa ka ha divide ya obodo. That was why they killed that first white man that brought other ones to now come.
Gịnị ka ha bịakwa n'ihe?
Na-eje gba afa jụọ omenanị kedu ife ndị ọcha abịala ime. Afa agwafa na ndị abịalụ ka ha divide anyị mebie anyị eweje gbuo onye a. Mgbe a egbuchazili ya ka abịazi. That is what when the afa now just like in the book the gods are not to blame. That this child of you will kill you and sleep with your and then marry his mother. He will send her out.
Sorry for cutting you short. Afa sifa. That nande abia ka emegin ke divide afa.
Yes.
Afa je gbu onye ọcha.
Mana it just like ihe ukwu before na onye nne ya si nya je gbawa ụzọ, gbawazi ụzọ, batazi ya mebe ọzọ. Afa agwago gị na ihe onye abịa eme adịrọ mma. And the only option to actually take the person away from your midst is to yes.
Now, afa si ga na-agba afa. Now, ndị gboo si ga na-agba afa na-eme gịnị a na-agba uche maka na uche bụ akpa.
So na fa nwa agbara uche. Ndị nna nna anyị agbara uche.
I am basing my argument on your premise. Afa asrafa je gbu onye ọcha. Maybe they acted out of impulse.
Things fall apart kwesịrị ịgba Igbo Bible.
Thank you.
To at least you preach again at my church, Oh ya ka eji akụliko Bible these days.
Gịnị ọrụ Bible debela ya bano today.
Major.
Gịnị ka Bible mee? On a good day I ga-agbali ya.
Yes. Igbo integration movement. I ebidogo this wonderful bromance. And then in future, m ga-like inwecha unu one-on-one. Ka anyị wee pịata dị okwu aka. Anyị na-ekene Nwoba Chike Nwoba. Isi na-awa ndị Ebonyi.
Isi na-awa agụ.
Isi na-awa. Ọ ga-abụ ndị bad leaders Ebonyi a lalụ ụlọ afọ ya na nlọ. Onye kunye owe fire. What is this man doing in my dream? Nwoba Chike Nwoba. Night of St. Columbus.
Christopher.
St. Christopher and St. Columbus. KSC. Dalarin, thank you for coming.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you for coming. Thank you for making our time. I ga-etinye okwu ọnụ. If I jemele ife abụ ka ụmụ mmụọ fụkwa na anyị tinyekwali ọnụ. So many people did not fight the war, but they are being remembered today. People like Okonkwo Ndem, that they say that yes,
propaganda
on the radio Biafra. He did not fight the war physically, but he played this role. So I want to this yes, Ekelolueke. Major of Africa. Dalorin, I'm an Igbo Dibia.
Thank you.
And I'm take one-on-one. Kamalo, onye Nando Obuna, Senago Malia, Alurago, onye Nando Obuna,
Natalo Chico.
Onye Obuna from the Nando, Nando more for Mando Jim, Nasonago.
More shine.
Genti, onye Nando Nana Mero of Ma, Boyana Marod Nana Benia. Nando Mbwana Bio, Ojimpalako Webiowa. What is the symbolism? Nando Kaiga Nazo.
Nando, last born Igbo.
Yes. Now, Ndo Kainazo. Now, anyway, various means Ejazondo. My brother Kenneth. Obalom. On a logo.
Go cleanser.
On Nazo. You want to call my company, Lomad Global. My tagline is harmonizing indigenous wisdom for global excellence. Or formal. O use knowledge of the Bible. The boy making Lopotogo. So dibia bive jimalo nde bany. So me bolongo pharmacist ibuge dibia. So onye dibia
Western education. Western education.
Nde bany me go pharmacognosis. Yeah. Pharmacognosis be a branch of pharmacy that studies how we extract herbs.
What is pharmacognosis?
Obalora.
Obalora
kobo.
Okay, Obalora.
Yes, Obalora. Okay. Now, pharmacokinetics, I name ya. Pharma and what it all asshole go.
Divya ina go spo Obalora.
Na go Obalora.
Obolo. Ozeme na su.
Enwe mo ogu.
Obalora.
Obroko kite before so da choba.
Biko ndu na nunva bụ ndị Igbo integration movement, ndị I.M.O. A group of young individuals or not so young individuals were like minds. Say na even obodo we will not sit back and allow others speak for us. Is no longer no longer at ease.
Oh,
Chinua. First they cannot stay. Makana as no egba nkete kwele ekwe. So first that is why they are here today, and there you'll be seeing more of them because this is a very good edition and then very very special. I can Igbo. Igbo. That's why it is Igbo integration movement. Nina no maka Biafra, but no maka no if they topical now, and then if they somehow they need eating on, even they maybe. NCN Dalo Major Africa Ogabale.
Thanks for the
anybody I'm gonna afam kabu chukwujoke igwendo yamba bodogo bubu ngwana ka odi bosozo commercial
Dalo nwanne
udo inwele akọpụlụ iche ịchọ ọkụ ụwa nọ inwe ife dị n'obi ịchọ ikwu gbam inwele ife dị omimi ịchọ ọkụ onye ọbụla malụ onwele akala aka izole ezo ịchọ ọkụ ụwa fo na inwe passion for ya na gbam ka ụwa n'onu iyi inwelu business ịchọ ịkwụnye n'ọkụ onwe product ịchọ ka o soro na gbam ịchọ ka ife ị na-ele ife ị na-eme na-aga as viral as gbam. We are here for you. Contact the number on your screen. Ka ịkwụnye n'ọkụ ka ịfụ na ọ na-eme. Adamuaka, Gbam is the biggest Igbo interview in the world. Come and find out for yourself. Thank you.